Well, hello friends. It has been quite a few months. So I'm going to give you a quick personal update and then we're going to look at some games because that's what you're here for. So you might remember back in April my wife got COVID and it was horrid and I managed to avoid it despite being in quarantine with her. And then it eventually caught me and it has been horrible. If you are not vaccinated, get vaccinated because I cannot imagine I would be sitting here now if I had not been vaccinated. I was so sick. And I know it affects people differently and I do have a lung condition. I actually ended up after COVID having a higher respiratory issue as well. So you can probably hear I'm still dealing with that at the moment. But I'm here and I am feeling much better than I have been for the last few months. So that's why there's been no content here on my channel. Okay, Angela, hit them with the big thing. So you all know I am addicted to board games and I've been trying to get this under control for quite some time. You'll hear me saying the same things over and over again in my videos. I can't wait to get it to the table. This is new. I can't wait to play it. And 90% of the time I don't play them. I literally will put them on my shelf and they don't get played. So at the moment I'm in a huge culling phase and my dream is to get them culled back to just these colour. And you're probably thinking, well, that is a huge sum of games on those shelves, and you're right, it is. And how many more games can one person need when they're probably playing a game maybe once a week, maybe twice a week? So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm not leaving the hobby. I love the hobby. You know it. If you know me, you know I love board games, right? So I'm not leaving the hobby, but what I'm trying to do is buy games that I know I'm going to play and not just collect, because I've definitely become a collector. Even on my Twitter profile it says board game collector. I don't want to be a collector, I want to be a player. So that's where we're at with my collection. I will be putting up an update on my Facebook page and probably my website if you want to know what games I've gotten rid of, maybe even on Twitter. I was actually off Twitter for weeks and no one noticed. So I'm like, is that time well spent? You can let me know in the comments. So that's where I'm at personally. I've got a huge thing coming up at the end of the year. Finally, after 4 years of discussing and saving and talking about it, we are taking our grandkids to Disney World in Florida. And I am so excited, you've no idea. So it's months away, but I'm already getting hyped for that. So lucky to be able to do it. Oh, it's gonna be so good, guys. But anyway, board games. So you can see I've actually got a couple in shrink after what I just said about culling. So I got this one in for a review right before I got sick, so I haven't had time to even unwrap it, but I will be covering this because it's Stonemaier Games. You know that I'm a huge fan of their stuff. Decorum I bought because Lincoln and Nikki over on Board Game Geek Game Night will lure me into buying games still, even on my cull. I love those guys. They're so much fun. I can just imagine playing with them. That's why I love those videos. Familiars and Foes I got in right around the time I got sick. I'm looking forward to this one. It's a cute little indie project by a company on Instagram that, as far as I can tell, make these wonderful things. And a funny story, I got a little, like a little vinyl toy with this game and I showed it to my daughter. I thought I'll probably give it to her because she loves knickknacks and things. And she looked at it and she went, you know, I've got one of their art pieces on my wall. And I was like, what? And she said, yeah, that there. And she pointed to this little, I think it's like a rabbit deer or something, you know, like based on the old moose head on the wall. And she said, that's by that company. I follow them on Instagram. So that was a nice little thing that happened. So she's looking forward to playing that with me. The other game that I got in right around the time I got sick was the train game, and the company that made this are in Brisbane. It's based on the Brizzy train line. They do train lines from all over Australia, and I've played it and it was a lot of fun, and they've actually sent me some to give away to you guys, so that's awesome. I will be covering that in the coming weeks. And the one that Project L I got in for review, and I'm so gutted I missed out on the Kickstarter deluxe version of that. That is a game that I would have bought, kept and played. I'm a polyomino fanatic, as you probably know. But the game that we're going to talk about probably the most out of all of these here is this one. So Clover. Now again, I bought this based on Lincoln and Nikki over on Game Night. I know they don't watch my videos, but hey, thank you if ever you happen to stumble across it. This game was so much fun and I was quite sick still when I played it, and we played it with the family. And honestly, we had such a laugh that I urge you now to go out and buy this one. It's just a silly sort of word party game where you get these little clovers. I'll put up some images now. You get these little clover things and you put cards on them, and you have to write a word, a single word that relates to both the words that are on the cards touching that leaf of the clover. And the idea is that you then jumble the cards up, and the rest of the people playing have to put those cards back on your clover in the right order. And honestly, listening to the discussions of what went where on some of them was just absolutely hilarious. And the connections that people make between words that you have never even thought of, just an absolute hoot. So if you're looking for just a fun, quick, super easy to learn, super easy to play game, even when you're feeling, you're running at 40%, so Clover, definitely go out and get that one. Highly, highly recommend it. So that's it. That's your little personal update. I'm hoping that you also noticed over my horrid heavy breathing that I have new sound. We have purchased a nice fancy Rode wireless, so I'm hoping my audio is better than it has ever been. They weren't cheap, so let's assume that's good. I hope that you are all doing well and that no one has been ill or poorly in your family. I know my friends over in the UK got cooked last week with the heat over there, and I think there's wildfires again over in California, in Spain, maybe in France. Global warming, climate change, we really need to sort this out for our grandkids, right? Nightmare. Anyway, off that, I hope you've all been playing a lot of games and having a lot of fun. I've met some lovely, lovely local people by selling some board games here in Brizzy, and they're all just so lovely, aren't they, board gamers? Generally speaking, a really nice bunch. So keep gaming, and we'll be covering these in the coming weeks. Thanks for sticking with me while I was horribly sick. I really appreciate that. If you didn't unsubscribe, and if you haven't subscribed, hey, why not? Let's talk some board games together. Till next time, take care of you, and I'll see you on the next one.